Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to the Playful Opportunities webinar. My name is Beth Yates and I am the Children's Consultant from the Indiana State Library's Professional Development Office. I'll be the host and question moderator today. Our presenters today are Kelsey Fickinger, Head of Youth Services at the Peabody Public Library, and Emily Leitch, Teen Librarian at the Peabody Public Library. To register for other webinars or other trainings available from the Professional Development Office, please see the Indiana State Library's events calendar, which can be found on our website at www.in.gov/library, and it's under Services for Libraries. This session is 1 hour, so you're eligible to receive 1 LEU for this presentation. If you're watching a recording of this webinar, instructions on how to obtain your LEU are in the video's description on YouTube, or you can find those instructions on the ISL's continuing education site under LEU policies. But in short, when you watch a recording, someone in administration at your library should create a certificate for you, as they're the ones who can verify that you watched. Okay, I think we are officially ready to get started. Again, our presenters today are Kelsey Fickinger, and Emily Leitch, both of the Peabody Public Library. So please take it away, Kelsey and Emily.
Hi guys, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let me slide this down. Okay, welcome to Playful Opportunities. The description is play is crucial for early literacy development, but how do we get our community to engage with these carefully curated activities and spaces? So we're mostly going to talk about passive activities and programs that we offer here at the Peabody Public Library. And it's just to get you ideas on different types of activities, programs you can do when you're the only one in the building. And just making your spaces the most inviting and playful and fun as you can. So just to introduce ourselves, I'm again Kelsey. We're at the Peabody Public Library. I'm the head of youth services here. I've been here for about a year and a half. I originally came from ACPL. I worked my way up from an assistant all the way to a children's librarian, and then now I'm here. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Emily Leitch. I am the Teen Services librarian here at Peabody. I've been here almost 5 years. I started at circulation and then I kind of moved my way into teen last year. So I've been there since and it's been a great time.
Okay, so since most of our activities are about play, I just wanted to back up and talk about the different early literacy skills. So I think we all know the sing, talk, play, read, and write. With all of my passive activities, I like to have an early literacy tip there for the parent. So if it's a T set out, I like to say that this early literacy skill is play and what that kind of means. Or if I have something with fine motor skills or storytelling or anything like that, I try to kind of put just a little, you'll see it later, a little speech bubble of why this type of play is important. So that just talks a little bit about every child ready to read and using our space to explore their environment, using creativity, gaining social skills, confidence, all that good stuff. So we're going to talk about passive programming and passive activities. So it basically just means that patrons can come and go as they please, and there's little supervision. So it could be a story walk or a scavenger hunt, an I Spy board, things that don't get attendance but still bring fun in the library. And then they can see the actual programs where you do get attendance. So sometimes we have an I Spy board and it's all about dance and it's kind of promoting our big dance program later that month and things like that. So again, it can promote different collections, different programs or services the library has, and it's a way to get the families engaged independently without being late to a program. They can just come whenever to do those types of things. while a normal program is a specific day and time, these kinds of passive programs and activities give you more wiggle room because, it's hard to be a parent and get to places on time. And this kind of helps with our patrons. A big chunk of our patrons and our regulars are young families, mostly with toddlers. So this type of passive programming and activities is good for them to just come and go as they please and not have to be here at a specific time. So I kind of already said this, but the patrons interacting with our passive activities are more likely to come to future programs when they're doing the scavenger hunt and, looking at all the different parts of the library. They can see when story time is, or they can see when other types of events are. So you can't mark attendance for these types of activities, but I can for passive programs, which we'll talk about later. So there's two different types of things we offer. And then these types of programs can bridge the gap to coming to story times and to Lego clubs and things like that. So here's the first activity we're going to talk about. These are just some of our scavenger hunts. So when I first started here, our first scavenger hunt was all about Earth Day. It's up there in the top left. And we had it up for the month of April, and we had 150 people complete it, which was really exciting. So now we do a scavenger hunt every single month. So you can just see some of my favorite examples there. The birding one in the lower left, we had QR codes with different bird sounds, which was fun. We're doing another QR code one in the future for instruments. So they're going to find like the sheet about jazz music, and then the QR code will play a little snippet of what jazz music sounds like. We've only done a few of them with QR codes, but it's really fun when like the families are doing it together because you can do the scavenger hunt without the sounds. It just makes it more fun when you can hear bits and pieces.
Yeah.
We do serious ones like for Dia de los Muertos, where they learn about the different elements of what's it called? The altars. Those are all the different altar pieces that you can find during Dia de los Muertos. And then we also do silly ones like Marshmallow Madness, where you learn about what each marshmallow means in Lucky Charms. We also do some bigger scavenger hunts where everyone in the library participates. We've done the Great Pumpkin Scavenger Hunt. We did this one last year. We're just a small library. We have 20 people on staff. So every single person got just a little fake pumpkin and they got to decorate it. And then we hid them throughout the whole library. So you can see like the spider with all the eyes and the witch. And I think I did the cauldron. You did the one with all the eyes.
I did, yeah.
So that one's fun. And it gets everyone involved, which is really great to bring the whole library together. We've also done a couple years ago for summer, we did this hot air balloon one, and then everyone decorated a hot air balloon. And you can't really see, but then we took pictures of everybody and they're inside the basket in their hot air balloon too. So when it's all around the library, you could find each librarian in their balloon. That one, I think that one was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And then the next one is our bulletin boards. So this bulletin board is right in our front entrance of the children's department. This part of the library wasn't extremely welcoming when I started. We had all our 1,000 books, those bags hanging up there, and our library of things were there. So I just wanted it to be a clean, welcoming space that kind of has the theme of the department for that month. So we make these bulletin boards interactive most of the time. So like the Hibernate with a Good Book, they wrote their favorite book on a little sheet there, and we added them all. We've done hearts and butterflies and lots of different things. These are also our new books. So sometimes we feature the new books. Right now, we're featuring our nonfiction books for November. And so we have all our new nonfiction up on that top shelf. We've also done September was Baby Safety Month. So we had lots of different programs for Baby Safety Month. So that kind of was our feature for that. So we just try to make it interactive because it's that first thing kids see, and they're always excited to see the different types of things we have out and what they can decorate and add to the display. Also, bulletin boards, if you were curious, are very expensive. And this is a really, really big space that I wanted to use. So we bought these, it's in the top right, these panels that had adhesive on the back. And then I created my own bulletin board. And it's been a year now and it's held up really well. It's a nice, cheap way to create displays where you wouldn't have been able to otherwise. You can also create displays just on the wall. The Everyone is Welcome at the Library display that I have there. It's just stuck to the wall. I didn't even use a real bulletin board or anything like that. And that one's lasted over a year. I should probably change it, but it's so cute. So I just leave it. So that's our bulletin boards. We also use the same adhesive panels for an I Spy board. This is over in our play area. Every month we do a different I Spy board depending on the time of year or the vibe of the department. So right now we have the beakers up on the top left, and then they have to count the bubbles, like find the biggest one, find the smallest one, that kind of thing. Since we're focusing on nonfiction right now, thought it would be fun to do like a sciencey type I Spy board. And sometimes they're different. Sometimes they're crazy, like the green one. The green one was for St. Patrick's Day, and then I just transitioned it later for Easter. So you can still see there's a bunch of eggs there, but I can't remember which way. We transitioned from eggs to when is Easter? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But that one's fun because I did a lot of 3D pieces. You can see there's feathers and bookmarks and you could look over there forever. There's lots of stuff. I did book covers too that were green. And then I talked about we did a dance one because we had a big dance program come. So you can find like 4 ballerinas and 6 tango dancers and things like that. So there's a different one every month for that. And then how we use this is in our monthly meetings, we decide who's going to do the scavenger hunt that day or that month, who's going to do the I Spy board, and then that person is in charge for using that to create something. And then it's fun just listening to the kids play I Spy or like look for different things and seeing when it's different. You definitely gain some vocab and language skills with that. Does anyone have any questions so far? I think I'm talking really fast. Okay.
Great. I don't see any questions yet, although you did get one compliment that they love the I Spy boards. Yeah, I also think that's a great idea.
Yeah, we have this big empty wall over by our play area, and I always wanted to do something with it, but I was never sure. And once we got those panels for the bulletin board, I'm like, oh, well, let's just buy more and do an I Spy board. And maybe soon or someday it'll be something else and not an I Spy board. But for right now, that's what's kind of working for us. And even if kids don't do the I Spy exactly, it's just still fun and goes with the theme of what we're doing. What else we have for passive activities? We have a writing station. It's called The Right Place, and I did not steal the name from Melissa, might be here. And I just I just couldn't not use the name because it was too good. So thanks, Melissa. So over in our writing station, we have a mailbox. We always have a different prompt to write something, and then we put it up on a display, our favorite ones. Last Christmas, we used it. We had a bunch of holiday cards, and we had a red mailbox, and kids got to write to our seniors in the community. I think we got 50 cards in just 3 weeks, and we sent them out with our homebound librarian, and it was really special. I think we're going to do the same thing this year and start earlier because I think I thought about it too late last year, so I'm hoping to start it maybe next week. And so those letters were really special that we got to send over to the seniors, and it was really cool.
See, we did have a question about this. They wanted
Yeah.
to know how long you leave the prompt up for.
Yeah, usually I have it monthly. So it can kind of go with the theme of the department, or it doesn't have to. I think right now the theme is about if you had to disguise a turkey, what would you disguise it as, or something like that. So sometimes they're silly, and sometimes they're like that. The one up there is about your favorite place, and sometimes you can draw or write too. It's just on our table with our coloring pages, so they kind of have the choice to color or to do the prompt or not do the prompt. I just have plain writing paper out too, so they can kind of do whatever they want with it. So, and then here's some just other, here's our story walk and our book clubs. So I think most people know what a story walk is nowadays. We have it on our back windows. We are on our properties has beautiful land behind it. So kind of fun to have the books on our giant windows. Right now is The Fastest Tortoise in Town. I need to do a wintry one. I'm working on that. But you just use the pages, and each page of the book gets its own panel, and then there's a fun little activity at the bottom, like how many birds do you see on this page? Flap your wings to the next page, that kind of thing. And it's always fun to see the families read the books together and interact that way. This one in the back of the department, so it's kind of separated from all of our other activities and play area. So it's kind of a good place to go to if you kind of need a moment to like recenter and just be away from the chaos. And then our book clubs, let's see, we have our 1,000 book club, which most libraries I think have. They get a bag when they sign up, and then we have bags that are themed, and they have 10 books in each bag. There's 100 bags. So technically you could you could just check out every bag and you'd get to 1,000 books. Some people do it that way. Some people don't. I'm refreshing all of the bags right now because they're like from the 90s or something like that. So they're all getting facelift, and their themes could be anything from the alphabet to shapes to dinosaurs, dogs,
Fruits,
fruits.
vegetables.
Yeah, lots of
Yeah.
different ones. And sometimes they're more serious topics like body boundaries or new siblings or things like that. And sometimes they're silly like dinosaurs or whatever. And then so once they finish, let me back up. They get a sheet for every 100 books they read that they just get to mark off. And then they get a badge for their little badge bag every time. And then once they get to 1,000, they get to be on the Hall of Fame and they get a free book. So a lot of our little ones are doing that right now. And then once they graduate from the 1,000 books before kindergarten, we have something called the Let's Learn reading challenge, which is for elementary age kids. It's for them to gain confidence in using the library. So asking me questions, asking me what my favorite picture book is, learning about like the Newbery and the Caldecott, learning about nonfiction, what they like, what they don't like. Um, so it's like a game board, and each one is its own separate challenge. So one is it's hard to read. I don't even think I could read that.
Like 3 books about dogs.
Yeah. So then you find 3 books about dogs, and then you check off each one. Once they finish that, we have a Hall of Fame for that one as well, and they get a free book. That one is definitely gaining popularity. I think we started it maybe a year ago, maybe not quite a year.
Yeah,
But the older kids are really liking the Let's Learn challenge because it's something um, a little more involved, and it's not like just read 50 books. It's kind of more specific, and they get to play around with the challenges they like and they don't like. And we also have a family book club, which again is just a passive thing. It's not an actual program you attend. Every quarter, there's a different book that we feature. Our most popular one so far has definitely been The Wild Robot. And then we have little sheets where you can like give it 5 stars and who's your favorite character, and we put that up on the wall. And then at the end of the quarter, we play the movie. So right now, the book is The One and Only Ivan. and the movie's actually tonight.
Yeah.
And sometimes they read the book and don't come to the movie, and sometimes they come to the movie and they don't read the book. And it's just something to a lot of parents want to read with their kids, but they don't know where to start. Um, and they don't want to read Chronicles of Narnia again. They want something fresh and good. And it's always a plus when there's a movie involved. So we just put a bunch of copies on hold, and we have just a little display of them, and they can check out and just read with the family for that quarter. I think next quarter I'm excited about is it's a bear called Paddington. I'm excited to watch that movie. And I think we're gonna get a good attendance for the one and only Ivan too. Um, yeah, it's just a fun time. We get snacks and we turn the lights down, and it's really fun.
We have one more question. Actually, might have a
Yeah.
couple. Let's see if you have a second. We had someone asking where you come up with your monthly prompts and ideas. I think from the last slide about the writing prompts. And Melissa from ACPN did offer some great ideas in the chat. So I want to make sure everybody saw those. But yeah, where do you get your ideas?
Um, Honestly, I've noticed that Canva has a lot of good ideas. I think I've been putting in just like spring writing prompts, and it's like just using bits and pieces from different ones. Um, I wouldn't expect Canva to be helpful in that way, but they are. And then sometimes it's just goes with the theme of the month. So I'm trying to think of a good example. I've during poetry month, it's poetry, and so I kind of just go with either the seasonal aspect of it, what's going on in the library, or stealing from Canva.
Borrowing, right?
Yes, borrowing. Just like I borrowed the name from Melissa.
We did have one other question. Someone was wondering how many copies you usually get for the Passive Family Book Club program. And I'll just, as a little side note, the state library does loan out book club kits, just FYI, for children and teens. So those have 15 copies in them available.
Okay.
But yeah, what do you guys do?
I think we put on hold like maybe 7 at a time.
7 at a time.
And then as they
Yeah.
get checked out, I put 7 more on hold.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty, I would say it's popular, but it's not like crazy, like I'm out of books all the time
Right.
popular. So once it gets down to like 3 books, we put more on hold and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is we didn't put the Paddington books on hold. We need to do that today. But yeah, usually 7 lasts us a couple weeks, and then we can just put more on hold.
Great, thank you.
Oh, there's one more. I thought you were next. Okay. Then play. I just wanted to talk about just the random passive play items we have out. And then you can see my little speech bubbles with early literacy tips there. So our blue table up top is it has a rotation. I change it out maybe every 2 weeks, maybe every month, depending on what we have out. So it could be the tea set. It could be we have a fishing kind of a game with a tiny little blow up pool that's really popular. We have what else? Like a doctor set,
Baby doll.
baby doll with like a little bath and toys.
You said ice cream. Right.
The ice cream,
Ice cream
taking ice cream,
Take ice
things like that. We're also getting a little market for next year that I'm excited about. So that will rotate with our table. So it could be a pizza shop, like ice cream. I think I want to do like a seafood shop, and it could go with our fish. Like the fisherman could fish in a
Yeah.
little thing and then sell it to the market. I
Love
think
it.
that'd be cute. It could also be like a vet, a lemonade stand, a bakery, things like that. So I'm excited to get that and add it to our play area. We also have our end panels. Some of them have you're able to like staple into it. I can't think of the word. So sometimes I have little nursery rhymes or something like that. It's just my felt boards pieces that I use. So sometimes I have Five Little Monkeys, sometimes it's Tiny Tim, just different elements that you can use Velcro to play around with that. We have our playhouse, which is fun. I transition toys out of, or the different types of food too with that. The kids are loving the playhouse. um, so yeah, those are our passive play things. There's a lot more, but um, I can't think of the rest.
We've got our cleaning stuff.
Oh yeah, cleaning stuff. They like to clean the roof of the house for some reason. Okay, so that was all of the passive activities that we have in the children's department. So now quickly we're going to talk about our teen passive activities.
Okay, so within the last year or so, we have completely redesigned our teen space. So where the teen space is now, it used to hold all of our books and everything for the teens. However, we have moved all the books out of the room, and half of the space is now completely designated for teens. So the teen room is designed for ages 12 to 18. Um, Pretty much anyone in that age range can come in. They can do Legos. We've got a Lego table in there. I always have craft supplies out, coloring pages. I even have some, uh, oh, what are they called? Like code books. Like they can solve different like ciphers and
Yeah.
stuff. We've got a sitting area. I have 3 different computers in there, and then I have an Xbox that they can play on.
We're gonna
So
have a
yeah.
PlayStation.
And we're gonna have a PlayStation soon. I think that one will probably get used a little more than our Xbox, but that's okay. But they can come in, they can do their homework. I have all my teen programs in here. I do something every Tuesday in the teen room. For the most part, I try and do it all in the teen room. There are some programs that I just can't fit in there, so we have to move them downstairs or into another part of the library. So yeah, that's so some passive activities that I have outside where our books are, I do have a large window that we have attached the bulletin board squares to. So that's up in the left corner. Um, that was my Christmas display last year. So it says light up the season with kindness. And so the prompt was write something on a light bulb that could maybe make someone's day or something positive, and then they hung it up on the string. Um, my teens really enjoy the interactive displays, so I try and do them often, but we're working on it. And so I changed that bulletin board monthly. I think right now it's for November. So it has a lot of nonfiction books up there, and then some fun facts that even I didn't know, so that's fun. Um, and then down I have my Connect 4 board and then my affirmation wall. Um, I do have a like wall divider in the teen space. So that divides the teen area and then our programming room on the other side. With the wall, I can pretty much staple anything on there. So I try and switch that out monthly or every few months or so. The affirmation wall, there were just a few different, like, I guess you could say prompts up there, but there was I can, I am, I choose, and then there's just some other affirmations. I'm very passionate about making sure that the teens who come in are just aware that they're loved and that it's a safe space for them to be in. I believe that our teens are going to do amazing things someday. So it's just super important that they know that they're amazing. Um, Up in the right-hand corner is my favorite thing that we're doing right now. I created a petition to get us a porch goose in the teen area. So I put a picture of the lovely goose that we are wanting, and then just some outfit ideas because we're trying to convince the big boss to get us a goose. it is happening. Just a quick little thing there, but
Petition was successful.
yes, it was successful. So next to it, there is a little box that says "Please, please" here. I actually have it with me. So I just thought I'd share a couple of the pleas that the teens
They're amazing.
gave me. So the first one says, "It provokes joy and is the cutest thing ever," which I can agree. This one says, "We need the goose to protect and monitor the teen lounge. A lot of teens and patrons would be excited to come and see the goose." And then it says, "Goose equals increased teen engagement." And then this one was my personal favorite. It says, "Please, I'm needed here." They just drew a little goose and I thought it was fun. So there's a few of those, but the teens just like being involved in making decisions. And so I think they just really enjoyed that part. And then in the bottom on the
I was going to ask you a quick question that somebody had in the chat, but
Yeah.
maybe we're going to talk about it now. They wanted to know how the Connect 4 board works.
Yeah, so Connect 4, I basically just took multiple sheets of paper and glued them together. But then I cut out circles. Um
Velcro, right?
huh?
Velcro?
Yes,
Velcro?
yep. So on every circle was a piece of Velcro, and then the colored dots that they put on top to play the game had the other half of the Velcro. So they just stuck them on and they could take them back off. Um, I there was some trial and error. Some of them did rip off, so we might have to rethink that if I ever do it again, but it worked really well. Other than the couple mishaps we had. So yeah, it's just Velcro. But yeah. And then in the bottom right, I changed that out. I try to change it out often. I just put a prompt up there and then I have sheets. I believe that one, yeah, that's my book review wall. So I had little book review pages and it just allowed the kids to maybe put down something that they're reading. And then once they hung it up, I just kind of said maybe you'll encourage someone else to read that book. So I did have a few teens come to me and they're like, "I really liked this book that someone hung up. Do you know who it was?" And I was like, I don't, I'm sorry, but I'm glad that you enjoyed it." So yeah, that is my displays in there. In my teen space, I actually have a whiteboard. The kids, as you can tell, love the whiteboard. I change the prompt monthly. So currently up in the right-hand corner, that is my prompt right now. It's "What's your favorite part of the Thanksgiving meal?" As you can see, a lot of the kids put their favorite food type. So pumpkin pie, deviled eggs is on there quite a few times.
Drama.
The
That one's
drama,
funny.
yes, the drama. Some people went in a little more detail, but that's okay. I think someone put when their cousins come, they are all from like different countries, so they all bring a different food.
That's cool.
But I also had for March, do you have a lucky charm? Some people put like actual people that is their lucky charm. Some people put their music, car charms. I had a few people put like Jesus. There's quite a few, but so there's that one. I also had like your favorite music artist or type of music. I don't know if I put that one up there. I think I took that one off, but that's fine. I also had someone you look up to, and then your favorite thing about yourself. I love seeing the kids put what they enjoy about themselves on there. Just because sometimes it's nice to take a step back and really look at yourself and be like, actually, I really love this about myself. So, yeah, I love my whiteboard. Some of the kids will draw the most random things on there, which is fine.
We
It's
do have to
okay.
keep an eye on it. Sometimes
do.
we have to erase stuff.
I haven't seen it this month, but I had one specific child who would constantly write ranch on the board. I'm not sure what
Just that
the
exciting. Ranch
yeah,
sauce?
like ranch was the answer for everything. So, but yeah, that's my whiteboard. I think that's the end of my slides. I think it's back to Kelsey.
Back to me.
Real quick, Emily, someone wants to know what your daily foot traffic is and how many kids or teens do you have usually each day?
Yeah. I try. So, one thing, I'm back and forth between the teen department and the children's department on an average day. When I'm not scheduled to be on desk in the children's department, I try and be in the teen area. So can't always keep track of how many teens I have in there, but
We do have counselors
yeah.
from Bowen come with teens a lot. So a lot, I feel, of our like on our whiteboard and stuff is
Yeah.
kind of them doing it together. So I'd say maybe half of our foot traffic is like the Bowen counselor with the
Yeah.
teen. And then like on Tuesdays we get
Tuesdays gets a little crazy.
yeah.
Um,
But during the day it can get kind of dead.
yeah, during school hours, but after school, I have seen an increase in teens coming in, but I don't have like an exact number.
Yeah, we're
So
getting there.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I didn't really talk about my teen programs. Didn't even think of that.
They're not bad.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else before we talk about passive programming?
I don't, I don't think I see any. If I missed your question, please feel free to post it again, but I don't think I missed any.
Okay. So that was passive activities. I just wanted to quickly talk about passive programming. So we tested out passive programming with our Toddler Tuesday programs. We do a different toddler program every Tuesday, and it was a lot of work because it was either a yoga story time or a dance party or things like that. And it's me and one other librarian who does Toddler Tuesday programs, and she went on maternity leave. So I was the only one in the department Tuesday morning. So I had to rethink how we did these programs. It was still important that we had something because Tuesday mornings can be our busiest morning. But I had to rethink how I could be on the desk and have a program at the same time. So that is kind of where all of this spurred. But here's just a couple examples of the programs we offer on Tuesdays. We have a block party where I open the program room and just put different types of blocks out. It can be a train set, it could be making a boat or making something so the little counter bears aren't in the lava or, creating a zoo out of the big blocks. So it's just an open space for an hour for kids to come and go as they please and play with all the blocks we have. Um, my favorite Toddler Tuesday program is Exploration Station. So there's a different theme every month. And there's 5 different stations that go with the different early literacy scale. And once a kid goes to all 5 stations, they can come and get a sticker. So this example that I have was all about food. So we had a gardening puzzle, sensory bins, number matching popsicles. We wrapped food in tinfoil, and they got to practice with fine motor skills opening the tinfoil and like using the cash register to check it out and then putting it back in tinfoil. And then we also have a craft every time. Um, the little description for it is attention toddlers, get ready to build, color, create, and play with different activities. We will be exploring different ways to build important developmental skills through play with a specific theme each month. And then it's a drop-in event. Um, I would say this is probably our most popular Teen Tuesday program. It's a lot of work beforehand, but then I can kind of just open the room and pop in and out as I'm needed. It's a lot of fun. We just did a space theme, and then next month we're doing weather. So that one's one of my favorites. Also, we do Puzzle Palooza, which is just like Block Party. It's just a bunch of puzzles instead of blocks. It's kind of self-explanatory. And then Play Date is just really an open room with fun things to do. Sometimes I have Play-Doh. Sometimes I have like a book scanner and baskets and stuff, and they can pretend to be a librarian. This one's more of like a pretend play situation in it. I have the room open with different stations as well. That one's fun. Another passive program we do is Mural of the Month. Once a month, there on a Saturday, we have a craft out, and it's to add to our windows. So it's collaborative art, and it's a way to bring people together, bring the family together, create something small, and make something big with it. And we have so many windows in our department that I wanted to make them beautiful. So here's just a couple examples. The top right is we were making a sunset. So everyone made a piece of the sunset, and then we put them all in the windows. We've used paint and made fall trees. That was a mistake. But it was fun. There was just paint everywhere.
Taking it off was fun.
Yeah. Um, Up top is we made Christmas lights with handprints. We made succulents. Next month, I think we're making snowflakes or snowmen or something like that. This is just easy. I just put the supplies out on a Saturday and they kind of run wild and kind of can do whatever they want. And then if I have extra supplies, I can leave it out a little longer until I run out. But this one's fun. And then the kids can see their creations all month long.
I love that. We have another question. Someone's wondering, do you have help with the prep for the passive programs, or does it all fall on you?
Uh, Depends on the week. Um, I don't have a librarian on maternity leave anymore, so that's helpful. Usually, since it's two of us, we each take Tuesday. So it's every other. So I just have to do the prep for 2 Tuesdays a month usually, and then she does the other two. And then like for Exploration Station, that's the one that actually has a lot of planning, and we do it, I just plan it every other month. So that's nice to get a break every other month with that. Um, and like with Block Party and Puzzle Palooza, it's just literally throwing all the stuff out. So that one's easy. It's really just Exploration Station that takes the most time. And then like with the craft, I can get the big idea of like Mural of the Month, and then I have a couple teen volunteers, and they can like cut out all the circles or do the cutting out and little prep work like that. So that's always helpful that I have that.
Awesome, thanks.
This was for spring break. So during spring break, every weekday we had our program room open for an hour or two, and there was a different craft. These crafts were important to just be able to have like step 1, 2, 3, and then do what you need to do. So we were in and out helping kids, but it was kind of just doing it on their own. They made that's a little caterpillar that moves on a leaf. We did little flower baskets. Let's see, salt painting, friendship bracelets, keychains. We did they made a butterfly out of pony beads, and different things like that. I think we're gonna do something similar this year because it was really nice to just do the prep work beforehand, and then it was a place for them to go, so my play area wasn't quite as insane.
Right.
And they could do the different craft every day in the program room. On Fridays, now that Toddler Tuesday passive programming was so successful, we started doing it on Fridays. So this is just a couple examples. We do a family game night. That one's actually an evening program. We do that once a month, a Wednesday at 6. I wouldn't say it's terribly popular, but we at least get one family every time. And honestly, that's good enough for me. I just put a bunch of board games out, so it's not a lot of prep work at all. The room just has to be clean and ready. So I would say I at least get one family every time. So we'll keep it for a while. Because again, it's not much time for it. We've tried a card club. We originally had a Pokemon club, and someone else started having a Pokemon club, so we lost all our attendance. So we tried to be a little more vague and say you could come and play Go Fish or Pokemon or Uno or whatever. Nobody came. So I guess my sometimes programs work and sometimes they don't. This one for us didn't work. We might try it again later. But just for what we have right now, maybe it was the time, maybe it was too vague. But that's something we're kind of phasing out for the new year. And then, so since we're phasing that one out, we're bringing up a few new passive programs on Friday afternoons. So we have something called I'm Booked. We had a readathon during the summer that was really popular, and it was just literally we opened the program room and had comfy seats, and they just saw how long they could read in the room. And I had someone last 6 hours, I think.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be a room, quiet room, open with comfy seats, once a month for an hour. We're gonna just see how it goes. There's not much to plan with it. So I thought it was worth trying, especially if kids have reading goals. They can know they can come to the library, read for an hour, have that quiet space. Um, so we're gonna test it out. We're gonna try a passive board game. It's just like family game night, but more for the elementary age kids and tweens, at that 4:30 time slot. And then the other one is Inventors Workshop. So there'll be a different problem they need to solve every time. And then I'll just have a bunch of craft um, supplies out. So I think we did this once in the summer, and it's really hot. Make something to cool you down. And kids made like different types of fans, or they made like something that looked like a popsicle, or like they just made some goofy stuff. And we have so many like popsicle sticks or pipe cleaners. And so it's a way to use that and in a passive way. So it's kind of like if you have a Steam cart with prompts, that's kind of how it is. But we just are going to have it once a month, and test out and see how it goes. Okay, I'm trying to think if there is anything else. Oh, the passive thing we're doing right now, I might have mentioned this already, is our nonfiction reading challenge. We're trying to get kids reading nonfiction this month. So we have bookmarks where they're keeping track of their nonfiction books they're reading, and then they're voting on which librarian should get silly stringed at the end of the month, which the kids are really loving. And it's not winter read or summer read. It's just, you know, highlighting our nonfiction, and then at the end of the month, someone will get silly stringed. Hopefully, it's not me. I'm winning right now, but I'm trying to petition for Miss Kathy to win. So if anyone wants to come around and read some nonfiction and not vote for me, that would be great. That's a fun passive thing that we'd never tried before. We didn't want to do Dinovember this month just because we're doing dinosaurs in the summer. So we kind of mixed it up and are doing nonfiction this time. So that's been a lot of fun. So yeah, passive programming has changed the way we program here. We still do, all the story times and all of the actual, traditional programs, but it's just nice to be able to offer more without me going crazy. And it leads to lots of different opportunities for special events during the weekend or in the evening where I don't have to have another staff member in the room at all times. So I think we have a couple minutes left if anybody wants to talk about the different types of passive programming that you offer, or if you have any questions.
Yeah, awesome. If you have any
Thanks.
questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. Thank you, Kelsey and Emily, for this really great presentation, chock full of great ideas. I'm going to go ahead and put the LEU certificate for those who are attending today. I'm going to put this form in the chat. Please go fill out that form and I will send you your LEU certificate. I do close it after about 24 hours, so try to do it as soon as possible. And then if you have ideas to share and questions, you can share those in the chat now. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording just while we have a good break. So thanks to everyone who's watching this as a recording.